Today's a day that ends in Y, so unhinged college students are doing something crazy on a campus somewhere. We're going to get into it, but first, I'm Brad Polumbo. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm an independent content creator and journalist, and consider sticking around, hitting that subscribe button, maybe hitting that like button so other people can see this crazy story. And with that, let's get into it. So, when conservative commentator Ian Hayworth rolled up to SUNY Albany's campus on Tuesday night, he was not ready for what was about to hit him. He showed up to give a speech to the school's Turning Point USA chapter, its Young Republicans Club, and a few other groups, and that speech was supposed to be about the importance of free speech. And so, of course, a bunch of unhinged leftist protesters decided to show up and prove his point for him. As shown in multiple videos from the event that I'm about to show you, protesters flooded the room that Ian was supposed to speak in and chanted things like TPUSA, Ian sucks, trans rights are human rights, and this is what queer rage looks like. This was explicitly done to drown Ian out and prevent him from speaking. Take a look at the video from the event.
Rights are human rights. Trans rights are human rights. Trans rights are human rights.
There's more, too, that went down that wasn't captured on video. One student, Tyler Lindner, said that one of the protesters destroyed one of the organizers' Bibles. He said a white man in a dress came up to one of our members of color and called him a race traitor. The protesters stole the food we purchased for the event. One of them spit on a member of our club. They spent the whole time cursing us out and comparing TPUSA to the KKK rather than engaging in intellectual conversations. Now, that's an unverified statement from this person's Facebook page, who's a member of the student group, but we do have some evidence like the destroyed Bible. I also want to highlight for you guys a couple other weird things that went down, like them chanting without any seeming detection of the irony here that they don't like fascists. Sweetie, when you're forming a mob and trying to shut down speech and ideas you don't like, you're the one acting like a fascist. Also, some just weird stuff like a conga line and some dance sessions broke out. They were literally doing anything they could to disrupt this event. Now, thankfully, the event was eventually able to proceed, but they had to move to an entirely new venue with a police escort, and then the police had to stand outside this room and keep the protesters from getting in. And then Ian, when it was over, needed a police escort back to his car. And unfortunately, many people left during all the chaos, so they didn't get to hear Ian speak. So unfortunately, this mob's protest was successful at censoring Ian to some extent. So this is as seemingly clear-cut an example of what's called a heckler's veto as you can find. A heckler's veto is an act of censorship where people drown out and try to block someone from speaking. This is not a legitimate use or exercise of free speech because you're infringing on someone else's right to speak. This is a legal principle that has been affirmed many times, that you don't have the right to use your speech to silence others. But that's exactly what they tried to do, and that's why this crosses the line from just an outrageous protest to an unacceptable act of censorship. Remember, SUNY Albany is a public college, which means it's bound by the First Amendment, and these outrageous protesters who tried to silence Ian were effectively depriving their peers of their First Amendment rights. Right-leaning students at SUNY Albany have every right to host a speaker, even a controversial speaker that some people don't like, and they have a right to do that without being shouted down, silenced, or intimidated. The university should hold the students who violated these rights accountable and subject them to serious disciplinary action, and in any cases where it's appropriate, law enforcement as well. But more broadly, these unhinged young people need to get a grip. Part of being an adult means being able to hear ideas you don't like and cope. What's more, they're literally only proving the point as to why campus speeches defending the merits of free speech, which is what Ian was there to do, are still so obviously, so glaringly necessary. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think of this shit show in the comments below. I'm curious for y'all's take on what went down. Be sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, yada yada yada, and I will see you all in my next video.